I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. And with this quote by Alexander the Great, I would like to welcome you to a brand new EU4 series on this channel. I'll be having a look at the Imperium Universalis mod. As you can probably see by, well, the start dates that we have and just, yeah, basically by looking at the map, this mod is a complete overhaul mod of EU4, and it basically sets the game in the years before the birth of Jesus Christ. As you can see, all the start dates are BC, and basically they center on the Greek city-states and, of course, the rise of Rome to a great power. So it's a really interesting mod. It adds a bunch of new features, and yeah, it's just overall really, really interesting. And I haven't played with it much yet, so I don't really know too much, but I would like to, explore it a little bit together with you, and I've decided to do this by playing as Alexander the Great, and the goal of this campaign will be to successfully invade and defeat Persia. So we'll see how that goes. Basically, I'm just going to read out this text right here so we have an idea of what's actually going on. So Philip II would carve an empire for Macedon and prepared an invasion for Persia. However, his assassination led to his successor Alexander to take up with what his father and the world could not: conquer Persia. In 334 BC, he invaded Persia and began multiple campaigns that would stretch for 10 years. After the conquest of Anatolia, Alexander broke Persia through a series of decisive battles, including the Battle of Issus and Gaugamela. His army would march into the Fertile Crescent, sands of Egypt, and mountains of Persia, and overthrew Darius III and conquered the Persian Empire entirely. But his unexpected death led to the shredding of his work. So this is basically, the story of Alexander the Great. So first we take Anatolia, then we make our way to the, Phoenician coast, Egypt, and then take over all of Persia. At least that's the plan. I'm not sure if there are special events for this. One thing I should mention, the year is wrong. Like this, we're not actually in the year 418 BC, because there can be no negative years in EU4. The game engine simply can't handle it. So basically, I think the developers of this mod, they have set the year of Rome's foundation as the year 0, basically. So we are now 418 years after the foundation of Rome, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just something I want to mention there. So basically that means we're starting off in 336 BC as Alexander, and he invaded Persia in 334 BC, which means 2 years from now, we need to invade Persia. And I want to at least stick to that. No matter what happens, 2 years from now, I want to attack Persia. And as I said, there might even be an event that fires, so that's possible. We're going to have a look out for that. If not, then I'm just going to fabricate a claim and declare war on it, declare war on Persia like that. But yeah, so that basically means in 420, which is kind of funny, we're going to attack Persia. Just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, let's hop into the game so we can actually check out our current situation, because there's more to our empire than just what you can see right there. So yeah, let's start off. Of course, we're going to play normal mode. It's just easier for me, and if I wanted to cheat, I simply would do it anyways, but where's the fun in that, right? There's no fun. So yeah, obviously we have conquered most of the north of Greece, I guess you could say, but especially the Peloponnese Peninsula is still not directly under control. As you can see, we have tons of vassal states here. They actually cause quite some issues, so this is probably something we're going to have to deal with. Wow, they're at 100% liberty desire. So yeah, this could be quite problematic. But anyways, there's a few mechanics that we that have been introduced with this mod, and we definitely need to talk about them right now, because one of the big ones is the food mechanics. So yeah, welcome to Imperium Universalis, and as we may know, the mod contains a special food system. With this event, you can decide if you want to play with the food system or if you want to play without it. And of course, we're going to activate the food system because, that's the whole point of trying new things, right? So basically what that means is that you need food. Every province produces food. At least every province that has something like honey or grain or, well, I guess horses don't really count. Grain, for example, all of them produce food. And every year it's counted how much food your provinces produce and if that is enough to support your army. And if it's not, there is a nice option that you have here in the missions and decisions tab that you can start to either import or export food. If you export food, you obviously have less food, but you also make more money and you get this modifier of spy network construction. And if you import food, you get events that make you lose money in favor of food, obviously. So, yeah. Now, since we want to build a big army, and since we're a relatively rich country, I think we're going to start off importing food immediately, because that's going to be necessary. So we'll go for that. Then, it's no longer important. Show amount of food and slaves. So we currently have, 888 food, and we don't have any slaves at the moment. You get slaves by conquering provinces or through events. We'll figure this out later on, and apparently they give some bonuses. We'll check that out as soon as we go to war. Alright, so this is fine, and introduce royal pages. Apparently we can already do that right now. Let me see. That is losing us 50 military power, but we gain army tradition decay and discipline +2. I think that sounds pretty good. So I think we'll go for that immediately. Yeah, alright. So the royal pages were adolescent boys and young men, conscripted from aristocratic households and serving the kings of Macedonia, perhaps from the reign of Philip II onward. After a period of training and service, pages were expected to become members of the king's companions and personal retinue. Alright, very good. We'll go for that, and the rest we'll see. Now, I would like to go for an army, Illyrian coast, basically giving us missions to attack these provinces, but they are currently protected by Persia, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that would bring us right towards Persia. Don't really want to do that right now. I think instead we're going to go ahead and try and create an army for our nation. So there you go. What else? We can also convert provinces. So there's many things that have changed. For example, you can no longer develop provinces on your own. They just develop over time, if at all. But I think they can also lose development, but you can't just click on it, spend your magic points, and then all of a sudden the city grows, which is interesting. I think that is a good change. And yeah, as you can see, we are of the Olympioi religion, and yeah, not all of the people that we have conquered have yet converted. So I think we might actually go for it. If I'm not mistaken, you convert provinces. You can send a missionary, or you can also establish a colony. Interesting. So I'm not entirely sure what that does. You can either establish a colony or you can send a missionary. I think we'll do this, because this will also change the culture as well as the religion. So I think we're just going to go for that and see what happens. We will establish a new colony in this province. The foundation of colony takes some time and will cost us many resources, but in the end, we'll have a province with our culture and religion. Okay, I think we'll just try this. So this is going to cost us more power points. And alright, let's just start off with it. We'll have one colony just to see how it goes. Okay, so we're using a colonist for that. Okay, interesting. And we still got a diplomat, and we still got our missionary. Now, let me check out the culture, because Macedonia, maybe we want to convert some of these guys over here. Now, they've already had the right religion. Alright, fine. I mean, I guess we'll start off just with, like, maybe you. Converting you. We don't have any conversion strength here. Okay, let me quickly check this out. If there's anything, we're not really all that good. We have kind of an interesting religion. I think this is using the Orthodox mechanics, where basically you have your, you can commission what was it called? I'm not entirely sure what it was called, but yeah, basically you can choose these bonuses that will last for a few, I guess, years, and it basically costs you your religious authority. So yeah, we'll see. This increases through events, I think. Which is fine. Anyway, apparently this the only provinces we can convert... Okay, you know what? I'm not going to bother converting anything right now. It doesn't really help much. Okay, we need to pick a rival. We only have Carthage as a rival, interestingly enough. But, of course, I mean, I guess we could rival them back. But I guess we're going to go for Persia first, and then we'll go for Carthage here. As for the Great Powers, I think we are currently rank 3. So we've got Persia rank 1. Not really surprised. Magadha, which is a Indian country. We can't even see that. So I think India must be here somewhere. Yeah, probably. Is a huge great power. Then we've got Persia, we've got Carthage, and ourselves. Rome is still very small, but that might change. We'll have to see. As I said, we have a pretty big problem with our vassals, so not sure what we're going to do about this, but I did say that we're going to start off by building a few forces. Oh wow, yeah, we definitely need to do that. So, our manpower is really not doing all that well. So, let's definitely go ahead and pick a manpower advisor. Army morale, I would like to have someone else. Cavalry combat ability, army tradition, fort defense, and siege ability. Doesn't sound too bad either. Shock damage and fire damage received. Alright, well, where am I going to start off? Where am I going to start off? Is there anything I can do? Ooh, okay. Interesting. The estates have new names as well. Maximum absolutism. The overall... Are you... Who's who? The priests. Okay, you're the clergy. That's pretty clear. And then the citizens are the core. Okay, so you are basically the free men. And you must be the aristocrats? Yes, the upper class. Okay, let's see what we can do. We can ask for money. Appoint an advisor. That is legitimacy and leaders without upkeep. Diplomatic support. Political office. Okay, what can we do with you? Take privileges or grant privileges. And we can demand manpower from them. Okay, so the influence must be at 30. Their influence grows to 21 if we do this. Now, I would love to do that, but we need to give them some more lands as well. Due to controlled provinces. Okay, so I definitely want that. We need more manpower because our manpower situation is not looking good. And as for the priests, we can appoint some. Yeah, I don't think I will do that. So, yeah, we'll go for granting privileges to the Periokoi. And then, yeah, let's have a quick look at the estates here. And this is held by the Periokoi, increasing... What does this do? Manpower. Okay, so we're going to have to check out for high manpower provinces that we give away to these people. This might be more difficult than I expected. So I managed to find a few provinces that I could give to the Perioiki, so they're now over 30% influence, which means we can demand some manpower. Very good. That will actually more than double our current manpower, so that was... I think it was worth it. I think overall that was quite worth it. Okay, now with that done, we can really go ahead and finish our mission. Let me quickly see how many... What is our force limit right now? We are at 20... Wow, 24 out of 85. So that just increased our force limit as well. So maybe that wasn't exactly the best idea. Now, as you can see, we've got some really amazing generals. Our current leader, Alexander the Great, I think this is the best... general. This is actually a cheated general, basically, because, yeah, it's a 9944 general. Yeah, this is... Usually, a general only has 6 pips, but Alexander the Great has 9. Or, is that 9? I think it's 9, yeah. Which is kind of cool. But we got some 6 leaders as well. But how many can we have? We can have 4. So, I think I'm going to actually have to kick this last guy, Atalis. Isn't that great? So, I might as well just kick him, because we do need the points. So, yeah, this is fine. Anything else that I wanted to do? I was thinking about maybe mothballing this. But, you know, with our subjects being that pissed off, I'm not too sure if that's smart. Okay, well, we've got 1 army so far. 13 infantry. There are the early Macedon phalanx. Is that how you say it? And I believe they deal some extra damage as well. Not sure, it doesn't say here. And then we've got cavalry as well, and companion cavalry and Greek slingers. So let's build a few more. Don't need that many cavalry. We need a lot of infantry. No, this was correct. Let me see. We've got how many? 13. So I would build... Yeah, probably another 13. And then 3 Greek slingers is probably the way to go. So how many? That's 9. 1, 2, 3. Not sure we'll have enough money for that. And then, yeah, 1, 2, 3 cannons. Okay, now this is not bringing us at 75%, but this is basically all of our manpower. So this is as good as it gets for now, I suppose. Okay, anything else? Converting provinces, I said I'm not going to be doing that. The classical period apparently ends in 119 months. Interesting. That is actually kind of bad for us, because we would have gotten extra shock damage. So what's next? Hellenistic period. Empire on the rise, wonders of the world, rich in tradition, luxury goods. Okay, so it's unlikely that we're gonna get any of these abilities here. We do have a talented ruler. We've got physical science, embraced, but yeah, we simply don't have enough splendor, and if it's gonna end, so yeah, we don't really need to deal with this now. We'll probably check that out sometime later, but yeah, the Hellenistic period is when we're really gonna start to shine. Okay, anything else that we need to do? Well, let's have a quick look at our court. Obviously, yeah, Alexander the Great is 666 ruler, not really a big surprise. Our government is a kingdom, giving us all kinds of bonuses, and we control the Olymp, giving us prestige. We have an unorganized religion. We have army reforms that are gonna last until October, apparently. What does that do? Income from vassals. Vassal force limit contribution plus 50%. So once this modifier goes away, we won't have that much of a force limit. So I suppose that we might be able to finish our mission in October. Yeah, and we've got the royal pages as well. Good. Anything else? I don't think we need to look at that. We've set our rivals. We might, in fact, what we might want to do is immediately go ahead and embargo them if possible. Let me see if there's an economic action. Issue an embargo against Persia. That's the start of our conflicts. And I will issue an embargo against Carthage as well. Now, this might be problematic because historically it didn't happen. But like if Carthage and Persia would ally, well, it would just make things harder for us. Perhaps we could ally Rome. That actually they like us. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna look for allies in Rome. Then again, are they really gonna help us much? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. You know what? Fine. I'll ally Rome. Well, no, I won't. Never mind. Okay, let's look at a few other things. Our economy. So we will also see our food production. Food will be consumed every season by all of our state, provinces, and land armies. Every 3 months, your army consumes food. Oh, interesting. And then, yeah. Well, but that's... I mean, we're currently importing food, so that should be fine. We're rooting out corruption. That's fine. Army maintenance. Fleet maintenance is fine. I guess we could stand down our army maintenance. Well, no. I'm not going to do any of that until our vassal situation has fixed. Trade. What are we doing with our merchants right now? So many things to set up, of course. We've got collecting trade basically everywhere. That's not exactly the smartest way to handle things. So this is an end node. So we'll collect here, and then I suppose we'll push from here. Transfer trade power. This is the Aegean Sea. So we'll have you transfer, and we'll have you transfer trade power. So that should make us a little bit more money, hopefully. Trade is 23. We'll see if that changes. Anything else that I haven't done yet? Not really. Okay. Well, what else do we need to check out? Technology. That's fine. The various institutions, writing system, advanced metallurgy, code of law. Okay, well, that's... When's that gonna come? Origin in Yong. Oh, so apparently that has already started. Has not been discovered yet. Embraced. We've already embraced that. Physical science, classical. Philosophy. Okay, so physical science has been in... Classical philosophy has... military science. Is starting Okay, a few years from now. Okay, so there's no new institutions coming anytime soon. Anything else? Ideas? Oh, we already started with ideas. Interesting. So we have extra discipline and max absolutism. We also have possible advisors, extra cavalry combat ability, less shock damage, more prestige, number of states, an extra land leader, shock, and siege ability. And then we'll get more production efficiency, more skirmish combat ability, and an extra leader once again, and more army tradition. Wow, that's really good. We've got infantry ideas, so definitely building more infantry is good. Expansion isn't too bad either. And then admin, and we'll start at quality. Okay, well, we'll have a look at that, but for now, I mean, I guess we'll end this first episode here. We've made our plans. We did not actually move forward. I'm sorry, guys, but this mod offers so many things, changes so many things that, you know, it takes a while to get everything started. But in the next episode, we will deal with our, rebellious vassals, and then we'll plan an invasion on Persia. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.